Today I'm glad to introduce our American friend and American student of KAFU, Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine. So, do you like our university?
Yeah, of course.
What was first impression about KAFU?
Well, my first impression was honestly very busy because the first day I was there, I was already late for classes because I arrived a few weeks after the term had started. So I had to be placed into all of my classes, and there was a lot going on around me, and I barely spoke any Russian, so I didn't really know what was going on that day. So my first impression was busy.
What do you associate our university with?
A lot of things. I associate the university with my first time living abroad and living in another country that's not my own, because this has been my first experience actually living outside of the US. I also associate it with learning a lot, meeting a lot of new people, making a lot of new friends.
Did you manage to make friends at KAFU?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people were very welcoming and helped me a lot with finding my way around the city and the university and so on, and were just genuinely very open and welcoming, and it's been very good.
What was your first impression about our city, about our people, culture?
Well, my first impression was I really thought that things were a lot different than they were from my own city. The mentality was just so much different. But as I've gotten used to this place, I've realized there's a lot of similarities between the city and my own. But the mentality is a lot different. My first impression about that was right. People just think differently here. They're a little bit more open in my city and more forward and so on.
Tell us a little about your family.
So in my family, there's 6. I'm the youngest, and I have 3. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have 3 older sisters, and one of them, like me, lives abroad right now. So our family is really scattered all over the world. And then my 2 parents and my sisters are all married, so I'm the only single child left.
Oh. How did your family react to your decision to study here and study Russian?
Mm-hmm. First of all, my sisters didn't really care. They were just cool. And my mom was really excited for me because she and I both share that love of traveling. I think I got it from her. And so we were both just really excited about it when I got accepted into the university. My dad was really scared that I would die or something.
Why?
I guess he's just not as interested in traveling abroad. So he just doesn't know as much about traveling abroad.
I think probably he don't know where is Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan, what is the country?
He doesn't know a lot about Kazakhstan, which most people in America really don't. It's we don't really have many stereotypes about Kazakhstan because we just don't know a lot about your country.
You told that your friends know about our Nursultan, and what did he say?
Yeah, before I left my country, one of my friends there, I was telling him yeah, I'm going to Kazakhstan. And he was like, are you going to Nur-Sultan, the capital? And I was like, whoa, no, but how did you know that? He just knew more about Kazakhstan even than I did before I left. So every once in a while, there is someone that knows a lot about it.
And I know that you know our friend Connor. What did he say you about our university, about his impression of study here, about people here?
He said a lot, actually. I called him a day or 2 before I left to come here, and we basically spent hours talking, and he was telling me all of the reasons that I should come here, hours telling me all the reasons that I should come here, all of the friends he made here and how the people are really welcoming and the environment is a lot different than ours, because we came from the same state. So we had a lot of the same experiences in our state, and I guess now we've probably had a lot of the same experiences here as well. But he was overwhelmingly encouragingly about it. He was very pro me coming here, and he really encouraged me to follow through and do it.
Right. Tell us about your decision. Why do you decide to study Russian language because it's not a regular decision for American. It's sound like what? Russian?
That's part of the reason right there, because it's so rare for people to speak Russian. Also, a big influencing factor was when I was in high school, one of my friends was from Kazakhstan. So like at first she just taught me like a few words in Russian and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. And then I told my parents that like, oh, I learned a few words in Russian and it's really interesting. So then they like helped me get into like an online course to learn more, and my interest just kind of grew from there. So yeah, it's just been kind of a journey.
Could you tell something at Russian? For example, hello, my name is Richard. I'm glad to be here. I love Kazakhstan.
Привет, друзья. Меня зовут Рики. Я очень рад бывать здесь в Казахстане. Я люблю Казахстан. What else? Sorry.
Nice. You've been told me that you're a traveler. Mm-hmm. What is the most memorable travel in your life?
The most memorable, if I'm being honest, actually, it has been my time here. I'm not just saying that because you're interviewing me. Like, this really has been my most memorable travel experience, because I did a lot of traveling to other countries like 6 years ago, but it was a lot more touristy. Like, we just kind of saw sights and like went to restaurants and kind of just like did touristy things, but I didn't live in any of those places and I didn't really get to know the people there. But like here, I've been actually living here and actually like having a daily life and like a routine and getting to know people, and it's been a lot different. Which reminds me, I heard that you have done some traveling yourself, so tell me more about that.
Oh, it was 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. I went to London mm-hmm. by grant of British Council and program Creative Spark.
Wow.
We spent 5 days at University of East London mm-hmm. and have training for business, and we introduced our project. Mm-hmm. It was a sound studio for children. Mm-hmm. It was really nice experience.
Wow. That sounds like a really important project as well, like really impactful.
And London is a really nice city. It's huge and mm-hmm. ancient, and I really like it. And I wish I get to London one more time.
Yeah, definitely. I hope I can see London someday.
But it's a really expensive city.
Yeah, I've heard that Britain in general is expensive. Can I ask you, like, usually with traveling, like, I feel like at least with me, there's usually a moment in every trip where I'm like, wow, this is really like a part of this trip that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and it really meant a lot to me. Like, did you have that experience while you were there?
Yes, it was my hanging out with my teacher. Mm-hmm. We're going to museums, see sights, and just shopping mm-hmm. at London. It was really nice. Mm-hmm. Do you have hobbies? Maybe something strange, or I know that you're a dancer and you introduce your talents at Studentом. Mm-hmm. Tell a little about it.
That was really fun. So basically, I was talking to Deanna a few months ago, and she was like, "You're a dancer and you knew Connor, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so she gave Vika my phone number, and then Vika wrote me and was like, "So do you want to come dance with us?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I spent a few months training with them, and then we did like the student thing, and it was just really fun, like dancing with them because they're really good at it, and like it was a really talented team, and the atmosphere was really nice.
I saw your dance; it's really nice.
Oh, thank you so much. It was fun to do. And you, like, what kind of hobbies do you like?
I like stretching because I was a cheerleader at high school. I also like go to gym and painting. I have 3 pictures mm-hmm. of nature, and one of them it's city.
One of this city? Of this community?
No, it's Moscow.
Oh, wow. You should show me that at some point.
Okay.
Also, the cheerleading thing is like super cool. Like, I wish my school had a cheerleading team.
Thank you. Could I ask you about your plans after graduated? What do you want to do after this?
Well, right now my program is foreign languages because I want to work as an interpreter probably in the States after I graduate, between Russian speakers and English speakers, so mainly like Americans and Russians, because like I feel like our countries have a really interesting relationship, like America, Russia, also America and Kazakhstan, and like I want to be part of like the effort of making that relationship even better. And you?
I think I'm going to teach student of journalistic. And for me, journalism, it's not just a study, because I want to be a journalist since I've been 7 years.
Wow. So you've been following this dream like your whole life, practically.
Yes. But my parents want me be a teacher of English. But my dream has come true, and this year I've been teacher of journalism at KAFU. I think it's a really cool experience for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I need to graduate master's. So
do you already have your master's, or are you doing the master's program like in fall, or?
I'm going to.
Oh, you're going to?
Yeah, in this year.
So what made you choose that direction, like pursuing a master's?
It's journalism or Russian literature and Russian language. I know that you teach at college. How do you like the role of the teacher? And do you like to be a teacher? I know that I like this role. And you?
First of all, I respect you like 1,000,000% because you like being a teacher and you're good at it, and people who are good at teaching are like the most talented people ever, in my opinion. If I'm being honest, when I tried to teach at the college, there was just a lot that I didn't consider and didn't prepare for. Like, I thought that, because I was teaching English there, I thought that it was like enough that I was just like fluent in English, but like there's so much more to teaching, as you know, like having lesson plans prepared and like engaging with your students and like really being connected with them and like motivating them to learn. And those were all things that I didn't really consider before going into the teaching process. I just kind of like went into it with no like real idea how to do any of those things. And if I'd been more prepared, it would have been a better experience for me, I think, and probably for my students as well.
For a student here, meeting with a foreign student, it's really important and motivated to learn English more. I know. And I know that today you went to school and teach children. Do you see between with children and teenagers?
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference. With the school that I was at today for like the kids, it was just like ages like 6 to 10, and usually kids that age in like the English camps and stuff, the focus is a lot more on just communicating with simple words and just saying stuff like sky, blue, dog, like things like that, just to kind of like get them to talk about like what they're interested in, because like they're just kids, so they're not going to have really like big vocabularies or anything like that. I guess it's a lot less like formal, and like the lesson plan structure is a lot less rigid. So I like that about it, because it's just more like free, and children are just more like, they're less shy in general. They're less afraid of making mistakes than teenagers.
What are you dreaming about now?
Mostly being an interpreter, getting a lot better in Russian than I am right now. Like you said before, how like people meeting me, like a native English speaker, is motivating for them to learn English better. For me, it's in the reverse. Like every time I talk to someone, it's like motivating to learn Russian better, because everyone speaks Russian here.
I think you'll be better in Russian because you have good teachers here.
Yeah.
So it was my last question. Thank you for interview.
Thank you too so much for having me. It's been fun.